Hello, guys.
Hello，老师。
Hello，老
Hello，
师。
All right. So, have some of you done the homework for last class? Right. The homework actually is the homework at the third class. All right. Someone didn't done it after the class 3, and so I asked you to done it at the class 4. All right. So, answer here is then the your screen. Yeah. All right. And if you give me the topic. Give me the topic of the research you want to do. All right, how does that do right here? Application for the, let me see. You guys see my screen right now?
Yes, yes.
All right. Just wait a second. Okay, right here. Application for contact lens supply for electric vehicles. For contactless energy supply for electric vehicles. Right. So for the hazard here, and is number 28, right? So I want you to make the applications more detailedly, all right? So what applications about this? Make a deeper explaining of it, of this application right here. Okay, how's that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
It's just like what application for this energy supply for what energy, what application, and what is the contact list energy supply, and how to make the optimization on the. I want to do two things right here, right? Is which kind of application should be like, right? For this topic right here, make it more detailed. Okay, and for this one here is how to make the optimization on the contactless energy supply, right? So here just two things. Supplement. Line. Promise. Okay. Okay. And the two things I want to be okay to make your topic more detailed and make it more specification, more specific, more specially. Okay. And anyone else?
Okay.
Anyone else for the homework? Just show me your topic, and so I can give you some advice to make a further research about it. All right. Anyone else? Mm-hmm. No. All right.
Last one, can you
Mm-hmm.
give us a minute, please?
Beg your pardon, please.
I will send mine.
You mean for the last course or just new one? So what's your number? What's the student number is? Oh, okay, and and number 15 here, sending one, okay. Developing innovative system to build high quality, high performance products. Developing innovation system to build high quality, high performance product. So this one here, I just want to say is, all right. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay. Innovation system, developing innovation system right here. Innovation system. I want to make the innovation system more specifically, okay? Some like some module or some area of the some module or some area of the make it to determine whether the module or the area of the developing innovative system, okay? To determine which part you should be research on, okay? And for here, the high quality and high performance product. So what kind of product it should be? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What I mean? I mean the high quality and high performance product. Which kind of product is it? Mm-hmm. To answer number 15. Oh, okay. No response for you. All right, and just you need to determine which part of the innovation system, what kind of innovation system are you research on, right? And what kind of product do you research in? So you need to make these two things more detailedly and more specification, okay, about it. That is what I'm going to do, okay? For deeper, for the further research. All right, sounds good. Number 15. Okay, I think maybe you have something come up to your mind, right? And all right, so any news? Anyone else? No? Okay, I think it's time for the new class right here. Today's class right here. Let's check where we be. All right. So for last class right here, right? Let me see. we're having here to tell you how to write the abstract part right here, right? And before that, we have already know what is the abstract is and how to use the following sentence in the abstract, right? And of course about the signature right here and the title and how to determine title. That is the homework, right? And I think I just 10 or just no more than 20 people send me the homework. All right, it's up to you guys. And also we just have having ideas about how to write a title about the scientific paper, right? And let's just come back to the abstract part right here. Okay. So
Lasha, I already sent it.
production system, you mean?
Yes, Lasha.
All right, the production system. Let me check. So so Jingling, so Longsley, right? Your name is Longsley, right?
Yes, Lasha.
And you send me the title is about the production system. Okay, a
Yes.
mechanical production system.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, right? But it needs further improvement. Okay, and you know
Okay,
that
Lasha.
we when we want to research on a topic, it will be a point of an area. It's not just a whole area about it. Okay, just let's
Mm-hmm.
think the topic more detailedly and make it more scientifically. All right.
Okay,
So
Lasha.
just like the mechanical production system, and what type of the production system you want to research in? Production research system you want to research in, right? You need to determine which kind of the system and what part of it. Just like let me say that production system, the part of the production system. What is comes to mind is for example, it's for the laser production system, right? Or something like that. So you want to determine the laser, the length of the laser or the collimators of the laser or the fiber of the laser to make the production of it. Okay, make it more detailed.
Okay, Lasha.
All right, so
Mm-hmm.
that's all I think. So let's go back to class, and for today's class we're going to learn about how to write a scientific paper and for the abstract part right here, right? And you can see right here, following points should be pay attention to when writing the abstract, right? And the first one is the abstract should exclude the content that has become common sense in the field of discipline, okay? And it's forbidden to write the content that should appear in the introduction into the abstract. It's quite different from the introduction, right? And generally, it is not allowed to interpret and comment on the content of the paper. All right, especially the self-evaluation. You cannot just make the self-evaluation about in the abstract. All right, and it is not allowed to simply repeat the existing information in the title. Okay, And also the research background should be introduced into abstract. But it is mainly to introduce the research problems and the difficulty from the background, rather than a simple background overview, and we should be purposeful. Okay. So, and what should be written? Yeah.
The introduction
Mm-hmm.
and the abstract. Can you please make a fine difference between them? Because I don't know, a little bit confusing.
You mean what's the difference between the introduction and the abstract?
Yeah, I know they are different, but I want one definite huge difference that I can always use to tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. It's quite similar, but it actually has a difference about it. And I think when I finish tell you how to write the abstract, and you know the difference is, okay?
All right, Lars.
And okay. And for this part here is abstract, all right? And I will talk about it later, about the introduction, all right?
Okay.
And the third point is what should be written first and then should be arranged in the logical order, and the sentence should be coherent and equal each others. And as usually, and we call the abstract the pyramid structure, right? That's like pyramid, and which is divergent process from a small to large and from point to surface, right? It's from the little to the large and small to large and point to the surface, all right? And first of all, let's explain the research background about the topic, about the research, right? And then, it is tell the reader what is the importance of our research topic and why it is important, right? And for example, why do I study in the research of laser project? And just let's take a look and how it is writing my abstract, okay? And for here now, it's the abstract I written before, and it is the in the past 20 years, semiconductor lasers have been widely used in medical, industrial, and communication applications, providing a revolutionary and powerful platform for the fifth generation and advanced manufacturing. Right. It is showing the importance about the subject I research on. It's a semiconductor laser, right? For this one here, it shows the reader the importance of the laser, which is using our lives and using our worlds, and about these applications, and it's just like in different areas, it is core technology about, all right? And that is first, we need to show the readers the background, why we research on this part of work, all right? And so such a statement and can reflect the importance of the laser research, right? And so just after giving a background right here, and we just need to dive problem in this research area. So let's continue to see about the red lines right here, okay? And however, due to the laser diode emission mechanics limitation, the beam quality is inferior and cannot be directly applied and required to be handled by beam shaping. And however, the packaging of multiple beam shaping optical components is accompanied by risk due to the misalignment. And the misalignment error of the optical components has a great height or something like that. And the however here, right? The however, it used the two however things, right? However word. And it is a good turning point to guide the problem, all right? It is show the where the problem is and what is the issue is, and then to explain the reader to the reader and the cause of the problem and the impact of the problem on the relevant research, and just reflecting the urgency of the problem, like that, right? So for the first part here is to give the background of the research, the subject we have researched in, right? To show the importance of it. And the second part right here is to show what's some issues about and some problems about the research we have researched in, right? You guys know what it means? Why is it writing like this? So right here is the first part is the background, is to give to let the readers know the importance of our subject, right? And then come up with the problems right here. Is what's the problems it has and it will occur in the subject research. And the third part is how we just solve these problems, right? How we solve these problems. And the final one is what we got, and give some result about our research, all right? Okay. So and we can start to explain what theory and method we have established to solve this problem right here, okay? And what here, as mentioned earlier, can be used to just like the result just like this for this part here. Okay, so for what we got right here is to show just like the result we got and show the details about the results right here to get some parameters and some result about our researches. That is a 50 micrometer position error we have occurred and something like that. Okay, so so when you go to the what we got part right here, we need to give some detailed results about it to show the readers. All right, and that is the structure about the abstract right here. Okay, and so for the first part, for the fourth part right here is it should not include some long sentence and should be used with caution, right? And the sentence pattern should be as simple as possible, and each sentence should be clear in meaning and without word, vague and general or ambiguous words. However, the abstract is complete short article after all, and the writing method of the paragraph is insufficient. And for the fifth part is the legal unit of measurement should be adopted, and the language and punctuation marks should be used correctly, and the standardized terminology should be used, and no public symbol and terms should not be used. And in case of a new terminology or no suitable terminologies, the original text can be indicated in the original text or with bracket after the translation. All right. And no citation is required unless the document confirms or negates the published work of others. All right. And the abbreviation and code must be explained when they appear for the first time, and except for those that can be clearly understood by readers or adjacent measures. Something like this one here, right? For the abbreviations and wishes in order to reduce the unnecessary words, right, and makes the article look more concise. And in the abstract, the abbreviation and codes must be explained when it appears for the first time. All right. So for this one here, it is HPLD right here, right? It refers to the high power semiconductor laser diode, right? It's the first letter of our word, of each words, right? And for the LDA here is refers to the laser diode array. And for FAC right here is the fast access collimators, right? When you, when you want to use the abbreviation like this, and you need to give an explanation about it. Just write brackets and make the full name about it. Put it in the brackets. Okay. And for the eighth part right here is the abstract should not segment it. Okay. So that is the abstract one, and let's go down and let's go continue to the keywords part. All right. And the keywords are generally 3 to 6 words. That is nouns and terms that often appear in the article. Right, that is keywords. And the keywords characteristics is the first thing is the creatively, and which has a tandem effect on the full content. And second is it is easy to search and index, and easy to process with the computer technology, which means you can search the keywords on the websites and something like that, right? I already told you before you how to search the articles on the internet. So use the keywords to search the articles you want. All right. And the third part is must be a noun or a long phrase. Okay. And the selection method about the keywords. And here are some. The first one is the index keyword according to the title, right? And the index keyword should according to the summary, and the third one is according to the disciplines. Okay, and then let's see an example right here. All right. For this example here is quite special, okay, because it is a review paper. A review paper is with many research points about it, and it includes a lot of research by others. So the keyword here is quite rich. It includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keywords right here, right? As you can see here, the keyword can be can basically serve every research direction or the topic in the paper, right? And let's see, the HPLD means the high power semiconductor laser right here, right? It's the first keyword right here. It's just abbreviation, okay? And the second one is the packaging technology right here, right?
Allows it, the keyword can be more than 5?
Yeah, the keyword can use the abbreviation.
But I saw some places like it can't be more than 5.
Actually, you need to make the explanation in your abstract, so you can just use the abbreviation in the keyword right here. Okay, and maybe sometimes there are different rules in some different journals or something like that. All right. So in this paper here, you can use the keyword in the abbreviation field like this. So I just answer your questions.
Oh yeah,老师.
Okay. Yes, Suhan just asked the questions about can the keywords be changed in the different types, right? Just like such as use the abbreviation form right here, and it can be used in some journal, right? But you need to first explain it in the abstract, because the keywords is after the abstract, right? When you first plan the abbreviation in the abstract, so you can use it, and you can use it in the following pages in your paper. Okay. All right. And you can see that the different keywords right here refers to the different parts of your papers. For here, the bin shaping refers to the second part of the paper. And thermal management here is the fourth part right here, and application and challenges are in the first part right here. And optical misalignment refers to the third part of your papers. Right? So the keywords here are the different topics, not the different topic. It's micro topic, I think it's micro topic in your whole paper, and your whole paper is just stand for one topic right here, right? Stand for a big one topic, but it can divide it into several topics, just like micro topics in your paper. So the keywords can stand for each part of your work, right? Understand, guys?
Yes, 老师.
All right. So after keyword right here, and we just come to the introduction part. Okay. And the introduction, which also called the foreword, the preface, or the overview, something like that. Okay. And it is often used as the beginning of the scientific paper, and mainly to answer the question why. Right? Why we research on this part, and why we focus on this subject, and something like that. Okay, and it briefly introduced the background of the scientific and knowledge paper, and the history and current situation of the previous research in the related fields, as well as the author intention and analysis basis. All right, and it including the goals of scientific and technology papers, the scope and theory of research, and the section of technical solutions, and the instruction should be concise and comprehensive, and should not be equated with the abstract, or become the narration of the abstract. Right? It's a little bit different between the introduction and the abstract. I will show you what's different, and right. And so for the introduction here, we need to do is to get straight to the point and not out of the ordinary, right? And the words are simple and fair and clear. And we need to respect the science and seek truth from the text right here. Okay. it is what we need to do about the introduction. And this is what we don't do with the introduction is not to do, okay? And there are too many general descriptions, some of which have nothing to do with the theme, right? We should not do. Just like we want to make an introduction about the laser processing, and we just talk about too much things about the laser, the history of laser. All right, it's not allowed to take too much things, nothing to do with the thing. Okay, and the second one is that we cannot make too many references on the same point of view. All right, for example, just like this one. This is the clarify of it. This, for example, for this sentence here is sincerity is important, right? And it has 2 to 11 reference right here. It has 10 reference right here. Okay, it's too much. We don't need too much reference for one clarify. All right, and the most appropriate is 2 to 3 reference for each clarify. All right, not too much. Just 2 to 3 is enough for one clarify. Okay, and the lack of the evaluation of peer work. All right, for this one here is you just make a describe of other people's work, but we need to make some evaluation about it, right? The judgment about other work is good or bad, but do not use too much. Do not evaluate the work by other people's by using the bad ones. Okay, but it should not be only the description. All right, and inappropriate evaluation of peer work, right? It's just what I just said. It's too absolute and or just derogatory. Okay, just do not do that, and make your evaluation friendly, or just something like that. All right. And for the fifth one is the originality and progressively and academic value of the research are not stated. It not should be, okay, and it not should contain the content in the result or conclusion. You don't need to put the result and conclusion in your instruction. Just make a description about the what do you do and what have you done, what have you done. Okay. For example, here is introduction with other people's from other people's. Okay, and you can see that at the end of the introduction, he said, furthermore, the roughness on the exfoliate surface was improved by using the femtosecond double pulse trend, right? And it is just a evaluation about his own work, right? It's quite different from the abstract. In the abstract, you cannot just make an evaluation about your own work, but in the introduction right here, you can make an evaluation about your own work. All right, that's different. And we believe that this technical can be applied to silicon form, the bulk ingot of the SiC right here. Okay, so here's another evaluation about this work, and it just make a to show the advance about his work right here, right? So setting right here is the difference between the abstract and the introduction. Okay, but it's just one part, a little part of it. Do you understand, Sally? All right,
Yes,
I
Laoshi.
hope so. Okay, I hope so. All right, so let's see an example right here is the instruction. It's an instruction from my work right here, okay? And just I will lead a guide to read about it and to show which the different parts and the different functions about every word right here, okay? So the semiconductor laser have attracted increased attention in different fields due to their excellent application performance. To meet high application requirements, great power, compact structure, and set as the design concept of a semiconductor laser, which undoubtedly greatly increases the heat flux density of the laser. Right. For this sentence right here is the background and issues, right? For this sentence here, the first sentence here is the background to show the readers why we research on this topic, right? Because the laser is important in our world, right? To show, and for here is which undoubtedly greatest increase the heat flux density of the laser. So for this one here, for this sentence here is to show the issues about the laser, right? So for this part here is the background and the issues. It is used to lead to the following sentence right here, the following part right here, right? And so following part right here is the considerable heat flux may seriously affect the output performance of the laser, right? And therefore, the research on the thermal characteristics of the laser has always been a hot spot for schoolers, and they aim to reveal the law of the heat generation during the operation of the laser diode and optimize its thermal characteristics. Right here, for this part here is a connecting link, right? It forms a connecting link between the preceding and the following. All right. The preceding is background, and the following is the research state of this work. So this part of work here is a connecting link. Understand? What is a connecting link? It's between two parts things, and just make some
Clear,
connection, right? Okay. And so with this connecting link, and you can show the research state 1 right here. Okay. The research state 1 right here is from this sentence right here is as early as 1995, and somebody done the work like this, and another body done the work like this, and later somebody done the work like this, and similarly somebody done the work like this. All right, just that should work, and just don't forget to give some evaluation about it, right? Just like this sentence, which obtains the thermal resistance of the different regions of the laser, right? Do not forget to give some evaluation about other people's work, right? That is what I mentioned before, okay? And for this work here is in recent years, and it just you can divide the research state in two parts. All right. For the first part is in the early world, people are doing the research something just like that. And for nowadays, the people are doing work like that. All right. You can just divide it in by time or something like that. Okay. And so for this, what continuous thing is to based on the forward voltage and method and a new numerical kind method right here, and somebody done the work like this, and somebody done the work like this. Okay. And it also revolves the relationship between the laser working temperature and the little chip smile effect. So this sentence right here is to connect to the next part. Okay, to the research state 2 right here. This sentence here is a connected link about between the research state 1 and research state 2. Okay, so let's come to the research state 2 right here. It's quite different. It's quite different from research state 1. All right, I will show you why it's different. Okay. And moreover, some scholars have investigated the relationship between and effect the lasers, like something like that. And this is research state 2. Okay. And when you're giving out all the research states right here, you comes up to the deficiencies right here, right? When you introduced a lot of work about other people from other people's work, and you should give some deficiencies about them, right? The deficiencies is, however, most of the error models in optical components misalignment study are established by the hypothetical method, right? And no research have pointed out the relationship between the optical device misalignment and causes, right? So this is the deficiencies that all the research states didn't mention about, right? They have no research point about the relationship between the optical device misalignment and cause, and just some numerical things, right? This is the deficiency. And so the deficiency here is to lead to the research you have done, right? That is to showing the readers what is different between your work and other people's work. Okay? Understand?
Yes,
Yes.
老师。
Okay, so sometimes you need to give some deficiency about other people's work to make an evaluation about other people's work, that there are some shortcomings and something not that good, not perfect. So you have chance to show your work and why you're doing your work, right? And so for the final part is your brief introduction about your work, right? So for this here is this paper has firstly revolves something like that. Okay, just give a brief introduction about your work, but no results should be included in this part of the work. That's the result about some percent or numerical things like that. Don't do that. Okay, don't give the detailed result. Don't give the detailed result about your work. That's a brief introduction. Okay. Oh, I think it's time for break. Is that it?
嗯
Okay, give
Yes,
me.
老师。Yes, yes.
All right, have a 10 minutes break.
Okay, thank you.
And for this part of the class, I think it might be a little bit difficult to understand, and because my description is not that good, or my English speaking is not that well, so maybe it may be a little difficult about you to understand. But I will try my best. All right, I will give some example and give more example and give some detailed things to let you understand.
Okay, 老师。Thank you.
All right. So have a break. All right, guys. Go back to class.
Okay, welcome back.
Yes, 老师。
Go going outside. Where have you been? Number 8. Where have you been? Where are you now? You're in outside.
Ooh,
Who is so big? Right?
yeah.
Just maybe when you're in the class, please just stay in your home or something like that. Okay, don't be in the outside or don't just walk on the road. All right, and be careful on the road because there are cars and something traffic things like that. Okay,
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
and so here we can see that this is the introduction that for different parts here. The first part is the background and the issues, right, of our topic. Background. Why we will focus on this subject and what is the issues that have in this area. Oh, what is it? All right, close your mic, please. Close your mic, please. For a second, okay? And here we need some connecting links, right? We need connecting links between the background and the research state, right? Just one sentence is enough. Okay, so then this code comes to the research state 1 and research state 2 and the definitions about research states, right? It is necessary to give the definitions about their work, so you can show what you have done different between them, right? So just give a brief introduction about your work, and this deficiencies right here is you can just what is the work different between your work and the research states. All right, so this percent right here is the 50%, which means the background is 50% similar, and the relationship between the background and your research, right? Your research just 15 similarity. And for the research state here, research state 1 here is 70% similarity about your work, right? And for this part here, for the research state 2 here is 19% of similarity of your work. So the deficiencies here is to show the lack of the 10% between their work and your work. Is that clear? You guys understand what I'm saying? The percentage right here. So just give a brief background, which is about 50% similarities between the background and your work, right? And the research state 1 is the 70% similarity between the state and your work. And for this part here is 90% similarity between the research state 2 and your work. So, and your work is just 10%, which is the deficiencies of their research states. Is that clear? Can you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, 老师。
If you have some problems, you can just ask me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you can see that by lay out the different parts of your instruction, you can use a link words, something just like the therefore and later and similarly and in fact and however and besides and moreover, right? So link word is important to to make the connection between all the parts of work in the introduction. Of course, it is quite same. It's quite same in the main body of your paper, right? The connecting words is important. So after the introduction, let's go to the main body review, right? And okay, before come to the main body review, I want to continue to show you the videos. I have already shown you for last class, right? And let's make a continue about it. And here we go.
The next point is the following.
So for the professor recruiter, and he tell us how to write the outline of the paper, right? So let's move on.
Now, the next point is the following. Do not write the introduction to the paper at this time. The introduction is the hardest part of a paper to write. So don't start there, because the urge to procrastinate is going to kick in again. The easiest part of a paper to write is the experimental. It's the part of the paper that you're most familiar with. You've done the experiments. You know how they were done. So write the experimental and you will be moving forward. It's an easy part to write. The next part of the paper that I would focus on would be the results and discussion, following the outline that you created from your list of figures and your list of tables. This is a little bit more difficult to write than the experimental, but you're really getting started now. Okay, so basically you've got a draft consisting of the experimental and the results and discussion. Once that's done, the really hard part of writing kicks in, and that's doing the hard critical editing. But you've got a first draft, and that's the important thing. Now, the critical part is when you convert that into clear, concise, and coherent English, and make sure that the science that you've written is correct. The final part of the algorithm is the cleanup. Write the conclusions. Personally, I like conclusions or summaries that is a numbered format. Conclusion 1, conclusion 2, conclusion 3, where...
Right. So enough for now. And it shows that the introduction part is quite difficult for us to write it down in the whole article, right? We should first write about the main body of the article. It's not when we start to writing a scientific paper, and you should not go straight to write the introduction, because it's quite difficult for you guys to read. You need to just to make the things easier to begin with the main body. So main body is a work you have worked it out, and you got lots of results and figures and tables like that. So you can put it down. Okay, if it's quite easy, it's more like easy for you guys to write. So let's talk about how to write about the main body right here. Okay, and let's go to the main body part. Good, good. All right. So for the main body here, let me join my screen. Okay, good. And the main body is a core component of our scientific paper, right? And which mainly answers the question how we start. So the introduction part is why we started, right? And for the main body part is how we started. And the text, the main body part, should fully explain the views, principles, method, and whole process of achieve the expected goals of paper, and highlight the new ideas to reflect the initiative of papers. And according to the needs, the paper can be layered, analyzed layer by layer, and titled layer by layer, right? And paper writing doesn't require ornate words, but requires clear thinking, logical, concise, accurate, bright, and smooth language. And the content should be objective, scientific, and complete, and try to let facts and data speak, right? And where it can be clearly stated in the simple word, and it should be stated in words. And if it's not easy to understand or complicated to say the word, to say in the word, and it should be stated in the tables or the figures, right? It's quite important about your articles about the tables and the figures in your papers, right? It's quite important. Now I will show you how to make the table and the figures. All right, in the later class, okay. And when start to writing the main body and following the writing ideas, and for details such as argument, examples, demonstration steps, it is likely to find that some of the original plans in the outline are inappropriate. So this should be modified and adjusted, and never stop to don't try to make the paper finish by in one time, okay? And try to read your articles by yourself and make some modification, and is that adjust and something like that, okay? And just to keep improvements about your writing, about your paper. All right. And if it is found temporarily that some argument, example, and reason of the argument are not accurate, and it is necessary to review the book, think, and consider the debate again and again, and supplement them to make them perfect. All right. So don't forget to make some modification about it. All right. And when you finish your first draft, right, the first draft, just write again and write again and again to check whether it meets the requirement. Here's some requirement you should need to check it out. First is whether the questions are raised clearly and to the point. Right? The answer of your work, the question of your work need to be clearly raised to the point of your research, right? And whether the argument and examples are perceived, and whether the structural level are rigorous, and whether the words are modified and processed, and whether there is nonsense, and whether the language is accurate and clear and vivid. All right, just ask yourself about these things, its requirements. Okay, when you finish your first draft, and of course, it is necessary to review and revise the draft repeatedly. Okay, so the length of the paper is long and the short is short. It is basic principle to tailor of the paper according to the content and the serve of the paper, and it's the minimum requirement for the scientific paper to hold it for a reason and make it reasonable, right? And it is based on the fact if it is adjusted by, and it makes sense, be clear and have a clear point of view and stand for the truth lies in the practice, and it's not necessarily correct, just hold it for a reason and make it reasonable. Okay, and it must be able to withstand the test of the practice, and that is put it into practice and achieve the desired effect. And in short, it can be said that it's successful, that is, successful practical effect. And a good scientific paper should not only have a prominent theme and clear argument, but also have a rigorous structure and clear hierarchy. To arrange structure and following 5 principles should be allowed. And here we can see that. The first one is to focus on the theme and select representative and typical materials and arrange them appropriately according to the needs. So that the theme can be highlighted. All right, we need to highlight the theme of the paper. And degree of the train of thought to correctly reflect the laws and objective things. That is, we must reflect the actual situation of the objective things, internal relations, and conform to people's cumulative laws. And the third part is the structure should be complete and unified and conform to actual situation of the objective things. And development of objective things must go through 3 stages: the beginning, the middle, and the end. And similarly, each article must go through 3 stages, right? Beginning, the middle, and the end. And be clear and orderly. The most important thing in the article structure is level, right? Hierarchy is the order of the material in the article. When writing an article, divide the selected material into several parts according to the needs of the theme. Arrange them appropriately and prioritize them and express them in order and coherently and fully and clear expressed theme. And the final one is be suitable for the style of the article. And generally speaking, argument is based on the internal logical relationship of the thing to arrange structure level. Therefore, argumentation is mainly based on the argumentations, right? And which is different from the narrative based on the things. So, for the figure and table and notes, references and formulas, something like that in the paper, and should all be coded with the Arabic numerals, right? And there should be consist table style titles, all right, which is about the table, just like this. You can see that this the consist table title of this table, and the figure title, which is below the figure, and you can see the figure's title. And for this one here, I want to mention about is the figure. It can be abbreviation in the FIG, which is refers to the figure, right? FIG point, 1 point, and give you a title of the figure. Okay, and when in one figure it have 2 pictures, you can give a number for it. All right, the first one is the A, triple A, and the second one is triple B, and so you can give a title about A and B, right? To make it separately, okay? And for the formula here, you can see that you can use the formula establishment software to make establish the formula in your paper, right? And I will introduce the software in the future, all right? And as you can see that after each formula, it will give you a number for it, all right? and just at the end of this row, okay, and equation 1 and equation 2, like that. And the figures and the tables and in the chart should be indicate the source of the data, right? Just like this one. But this one here, because this is a review paper. So this picture here, which is cut from the other people's paper, okay, it's not made by myself, so it's cut from other people's paper. It's true. And when you cut it from other people's paper, and the figure right here, it should be referenced, should be citation, okay, should be citation right here. References number 13 and reference number 14, okay. So you need to just make the reference and the citation for each of the figure right here, okay. So as you can see here, the figure it also can be to display as the FIGURE, right? And it also can be displayed like the FIG point, something like that. Okay. And so how to build a figure in the paper? That is what I want to show you, and what I want to tell you how to make the figures in the paper. And for this one here, and I just want to just give you by these 4 ways. There are 4 ways to build a figure in the paper. I want to show you how. Okay, and for the first way here is to use the origin to draw. All right, I already asked you some of you, have you ever used about the origin software? Have you? Yeah, I remember that Sally did, right? Have you used the origin before? The software for drawing. Mm-hmm. Guys,
Yes,
where are
yes.
you?
We are here, Lasha.
And all right. So for today's class, I'm going to show how to use the origin. Okay, origin software,
Okay.
and I will show that.
Actually, the one is the one used to plot the graphs, right?
Yeah, that is one I use. Can you guys see the field I sent you in the meeting chat?
The chat, let's check.
Yeah, I sent it at 5 past 10. It's origin Pro 9.0. Can you see that? The document I sent it in the chat. All right. So guys, please download this project, download this document. All right. And if you already have the origin software, and you just can use your own. All right. It's for this document here is compressed document right here. Okay, let me show you. You can see that. As you can see that, this is document I sent it to you, right? So just download it, okay? Download it to your computer, and but for this document here, this software, and is for the 64 types of your computer. Not for if your computer is 32 types, it's not suitable for you, okay? Send it to the WeChat. Maybe it's okay. Let me see it. Where's the WeChat? Here we go.
Laoshi, can you resend it again? Me, I'm not finding it.
All right, I'll do it again. I'm going to send it to the WeChat group, okay?
Okay, that's nice.
Let me see. Here we go. It's quite big, so it takes some time for you guys to download it, okay?
It's big. It's okay. We download it.
Yes, I'm uploading.
Okay.
Just wait a second. All right, uploaded. As you guys can see that. Just download it. It is download this file into your own computer. All right, and you can just open it to use it directly. And of course, for this file here is decompressed. Is compressed, and you need to decompress it first. Okay,
Okay.
so you can see that. Just decompress it first. By decompress software. All right, just do it. I give you just 2 minutes to do it. Maybe 3 minutes. All right. Is there any problems when you download this downloaded this fields? Any problems?
Wait, it's downloaded.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to first download it, and you need to then to decompress this file. Okay, because this file is compressed. It's too big.
Okay. No problem.
You guys have the software to make the decompress. Have you?
Done to download, 老师.
Okay, so when you have already downloaded, you can just decompress it. You know how to decompress the file? You just downloaded it?
Yeah, it's done to download, but my zip app, I have to update it. It's updating it.
Okay.
Wait a moment. To be done soon.
And when you decompress this software, its document, it should be and go into these fields like this. That's done. Compress.
Oh, yes, Laoshi.
Okay. Any more?
Laushima, I already have it, so I'm just waiting for everyone to finish.
Okay, good. Thank you for waiting.
I've done also to open it.
I done it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you can open the field like this. You can open the field and see the field like this. A lot of fields in this document. Can you see that? I find field which is named origin line. All right. So you guys can see the field name, which is origin line and space like 64 right here. Can you guys see that? Find this field in this document. Okay. And you can see that the origin line space 64 right here. Can you guys see that? Find it.
Yes, Laoshi.
Open it. Open it. And for the first time you open this field, open this software right here. You need to build a folder to save your documents. All right, just build a folder. Just determine location of the field of your saving project. Okay. And for those who have already used this software before and just maybe just I'm going to just to tell you how to use it. So if you have already know how to use it, it's okay if you don't listen to me. Okay. All right. So have you guys all done it like this one, like this space? You guys see this windows right here. Okay, I will continue. If you didn't done this before, it's okay, all right, and you can watch the report. You can watch the report to use this software, okay? And there's number 19. Could you please just close your mic for a second, please? Okay, good. And I'm going to tell you how to use the origin to make graphic, right? And when you have lot of data come from the experiments, and you can use this software to put the data in, and you will build the graphic to cover the relationship cover between different data. And let me show you how. And for this axis here is axis x, and for this axis here is axis y, right? It's quite easy. And for here is the name of the axis. So if I'm here, I just Just don't give the name first, right? Just put some data right here. For example, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, okay? And for axis y here is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 4, and 0.5. Okay? And you can just press your left button in your mouse and to select them. Okay, select these two rows right here, and as you can see that here's the option right here, the line and the symbol. You just click it, and it will show the graph. Easy. Okay. Maybe
Yes.
some of you didn't just follow my steps. And okay, you can watch the reports of the class. Okay, when you finish the downloading or something like that. Okay, and so for this one here, you can see that this is the x axis and this y axis right here. Okay, and this 5 point is according to the data you have inputted. All right. And for this one here, you just double click on the y axis, and you can see that here are some options you can select: the score, for the tick labels, and for the middle tick labels, like that. All right, you can change it. For example, I just want to change the scores of the y-axis here. Okay, just it was from 0.05, and just I want to make it bigger. Okay, the range of the score, the range of the x-axis, make it bigger. You can just put it as 0.2 and to 0.7. Okay, see that it can be bigger, but it's no longer right at the end of the axis. So what are we going to do? We just use the percentage measure tick. Okay, use it this and change it by yourself. All right, and you can select the x, the horizontal line, and the horizontal x right here, the same, right? From which parameter to where? Okay, from where to where? And it's a different type to show the parameters to the data. All right. For this class here, I'm going to show the simple things for you. Okay, it's not the detailed things about how to make it beautiful. Just to achieve the mental functions of this work. Okay, and so if I want to give another y-axis, what can we do? Okay, it just when we make different times, several times of the experiment, so we can make some comparison between them, right? So we just delete this thing first. Give another y-axis right here. Okay, let's give another one and a new column right here. You can see that for this bottom right here. You can add the new columns for this one, and just imagine that it's a result comes to the experiment 2. Okay, but here is experiment 1 result, and for this one here is experiment 2. And for this here is just is a time, okay? Just example is a time. And for this one here is it's a relationship between the time and let me see, temperature, okay? And for this one is the sample from experiment 1, okay? For this one, it's the same thing, experiment 2. And the unit here should be like this. Okay, the unit here. And time unit of time should be like second. All right. And for the first, and the temperature here actually changed, right? And it's from 15, and for the 2 seconds it become to 17, and for the 3 seconds it become to 19 and 20 and 21 and 25. Okay, it's just examples. Okay, so guys, to know how to use this software. All right, and for the experiment 2 is another experiment you have done, right? But you did the same thing, but it has showed a different result. So you can input the result in right here for the different row right here. Okay, and for this row right here is for the x axis, and for this row here is the y-axis. So it's a relationship between the x and the y, and x stands for the time, right? And the y here is stand for the temperature. Okay. So for the experiment 2 here, I just want to give some new temperatures it shows. Just imagine 16 and 18 and 22 and 24 and 28. So now you can make a comparison between experimental 1 and experimental 2. Okay. So you just select all of them, the x and the y1 and y2 right here. Okay. Just use the option here, the line and the symbol right here. It will show. There. It shows it make a comparison. You can make a comparison between these two experiments right here. And here's a legend right here. And here's marks about the 2 different types, two different lines right here. The name of the 2 different lines right here. All right. And this is basic. It's just the basic functions about this software right here. All right. I will show you maybe more detailedly about the software and how we use this software, and in some advanced situations like that. All right. Just a brief introduction about this software, and maybe I will show you more detailedly in the next class. Okay. All right, guys.
Yes, Laoshi, we are here. We are hearing you.
Okay, you're here. That will be good. And for this class, for today's homework is I want you guys to download this Origin Pro 9.0 or some different different seasons, higher seasons or something like that. But you guys need to just download it, the origin software, okay, by your own. You can just use this document I send it to you, because you can directly open it and use it. Okay, and of course, if you guys cannot use this document right here, you guys can search for it in the internet and by yourself. Okay, and for next class, I will tell you how to use this software to build the figures in your paper. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay, Laoshi.
All right, Sally, you already know how to use this software, right?
Yes, Laoshi. We were taught in one of the classes, but it wasn't so intense. So We just have a shallow idea about it.
So
Just plug-
what is the version? What is the version? What is the version of your software?
Mine is 8, but I'm trying to update it to 9 now. So I'm holding on that.
So it's 8, right? It's origin 8, right?
Yeah.
Real version is 8. So you can download the 9. I think it's better.
Yeah.
And actually, I was using the 2026 and 2022
Okay.
version, but it's in Chinese, so it's not good for me to let you know how to use it. So I just use the older version. Is the
I think I can get 2022.
no. You guys don't need to get the 2022. Okay.
Okay.
You guys just download the 9. The original 9 is enough. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
All
Laoshi.
right. So it's the homework for you guys. Just to download this software, and I will show you how to use it for next class. All right.
Okay, Laoshi.
Okay. Don't
Okay,
forget
Laoshi.
about it.
Have a
All
nice
right. Okay. See you guys.
day.
Right, Laoshi.
Bye.
Yo, Sohan.
Bro,
Yo, where are you, man? I need a pen drive.
I'm in my room. I'm concentrating on my classes. What do you mean?
Oh, really?
Ah,
The Windows is installed, so now you're concentrating on classes. When it wasn't installed, you could find me even during classes. Kwasia.
what are you talking about, bro? I can't get you.
How will you get
Why
it?
your wife sounding like this?
Huh?
Bro, you sleep yesterday night. What you did? You don't remember?
I don't know what's wrong with Lava. You know how many times I called him yesterday night? I don't know where he went, bro.
Bro, he was busy all the time.
Busy all the night, bro. The whole night. I don't know what's
Not
going
only
on.
night, day and night. Shifting.
You know? Sohan.
Yo,
Yo, Sohan.
close the class.
Sohan.
Ah. I'll be there within 2 minutes.
You be where?
Where do you want me to go?
You stay in your room. I'll come there. I'm coming. Hold on.
Okay.
But you still have the Windows on it, right?
Yeah, I have it.
All right, now see you there, bro.